The division of the kingdoms. At the height of the kingdom of Israel, under the reign of Solomon, the people lived in an era of prosperity and peace. However, after his death, the kingdom was divided into two: the northern kingdom, known as Israel, and the southern kingdom, known as Judah. This division marked the beginning of an era of uncertainty and conflict. The people's faith in God began to be tested in ways never before imagined. Over time, the apostles tried to keep the flame of faith alive, reminding the people of divine love and the need for unity. The first tensions. The division of the kingdoms brought many tensions. In the northern kingdom, the tribes began to drift away from the original teachings of God. There was a growing worship of idols and foreign gods, something the prophets always warned was dangerous. Despite the apostles' attempts to promote faith in God and love among the brethren, the fragmentation only increased. In the southern kingdom, things were not much different, although there was a greater attempt to maintain the purity of divine teachings. The prophets in the northern kingdom, prophets like Elijah and Elisha, emerged in the northern kingdom, trying to bring the people back to God. Elijah, with his fervent faith, challenged the prophets of Baal and showed the people the power of the true God. God's love for his apostles was evidenced through the miracles performed. However, the influence of the kings and their policies often stifled these efforts. Idolatry and injustice continued to grow, further distancing the people from the right path. The Assyrian invasion. The faith of the northern kingdom was put to the test when the Assyrians invaded and conquered Israel. The devastation was immense, and many were taken captive. This period of trial led many to question their faith and God's love. However, the apostles and prophets did not give up spreading the divine message, reminding the people that even in difficulties, God was persistence of Judah. Meanwhile, the southern kingdom, Judah, continued to struggle to maintain its faith. Kings like Hezekiah and Josiah promoted religious reforms, trying to eliminate idolatry and restore the true worship of God. The apostles in Judah worked hard to strengthen the people's faith, constantly reminding them of God's love and the importance of following His commandments. Faith was a fundamental pillar in daily life, and love among brethren was seen as an extension of God's love. The Babylonian threat. Judah also faced its own threats. The rise of Babylon brought fear and uncertainty. Prophets like Jeremiah warned of the need to return to true faith to avoid destruction. God's love was a constant theme in their messages, encouraging the people to trust in His protection. However, disobedience and lack of faith led to the Babylonian invasion and the destruction of Jerusalem. This was a moment of profound reflection on faith and the need to stand firm in God's promises. The exile and hope. The Babylonian exile was a period of great suffering, but also of renewed hope. The apostles and prophets worked tirelessly to keep the faith alive among the exiles. They constantly reminded that God never abandons His people and that divine love is eternal. This period brought a new understanding of faith and the need to remain faithful, even in the most difficult circumstances. The hope of a return and the restoration of the kingdom were always present in the apostles' sermons. The return to Jerusalem. After decades of exile, the people of Judah were finally allowed to return to Jerusalem. This return marked a new beginning. Faith in God and love for divine teachings were revitalized. The apostles led the reconstruction of the temple and the restoration of religious life. This period of renewal was a testament to God's faithfulness and the importance of maintaining faith, regardless of adversities. God's love for His people was clearly demonstrated in the way He allowed them to return to their land. The influence of the apostles. The apostles played a crucial role throughout the history of the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. Their dedication to faith and love for God inspired many to follow the right path. They were spiritual leaders, guides, and examples of how to live a life dedicated to God. Their teachings and actions left a lasting legacy, showing that faith in God and love are the fundamental pillars of a full and meaningful life. The legacy of faith. The history of the northern and southern kingdoms is a powerful reminder of the importance of faith and divine love. Through the highs and lows, the apostles and prophets kept the flame of faith alive, guiding the people back to God. This legacy is a testimony to the power of God's love and the strength of faith, which can overcome any adversity. To continue following inspiring stories like this, your participation is essential to keep this flame alive.